Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now. Turn the volume up and bang it out the truck now.
I won't stop in abusing these poppin' acoustics. You think shit is cute till you poppin' the music. I'm blind in the face by the mist of the kush. Yeah, I line up the bass cause the system's a whoop. Let me grind with this weight that I pitch and I push. Mine, I said weight that I pitch and I push. Cause these rhymes are the bass that I sip and I cook. While you lying in my face, what I spit got you shook. Blasting a beat, not pressure my tie on. You ask for the heat, rocket blessed with a...
Alright guys, so we're going to get into far tight slots. You see what I'm doing here with my depth chart. I actually put Ezekiel Elliott at fullback, and I put my best receiving back, who's Tony Pollard, at halfback, so that I can get them where I want them pretty much, right? Now, there are a lot of great plays in far tight slot, and I plan to go over all of these. We're going to go into some other far formations and near formations as well. We're going to make a nice little scheme out of here. I already have some things done for you guys out of single back, spread, and some other formations in West Coast, but I really want to focus on these far and near formations first because they're unique to the West Coast offense. So we're going to be looking at far tight slot first, and this whole video is going to be on one play. We're going to be looking at the play flats. The play's amazing. I actually I had 60 minutes of video, cut it down to 40. Now it's about 20 or 30. So the amazing thing about it is these two routes, you have a post that is a great post and you have a crosser that is a great crosser in the same play stock. So I'm just going to snap it real fast and show you. If you see the parts of the field where these guys hit, they hit those spots where you want your post to be able to split cover two or too high safety period, whether it's cover 2, cover 4, and then the crosser is one of those that hits the field at a depth that needs to be used because it's getting in between every zone. So to have both of those stuck in the same play gives us a lot of flexibility, and it gives our opponents a lot of things they have to think about. And of course, we have 3 other guys on the field that we can mix in, right? And other plays that we'll mix in as well. And you'll see that if I motion the post out as I did here, we still get great spacing. Oh, actually, we're gonna do it again. So you'll see that we could motion the post out and still get great spacing. And as a matter of fact, we have some setups where we'll do that. And we can also, we'll go take a look at the instant replay. You're still able to see, of course, the crosser is still going to do what the crosser does because we haven't touched him, right? So he's still coming across, hitting his spot. But the post, that post even from the outside, we all know a good skinny post from the outside is actually pretty dangerous as well. Those 2 high safeties. So we can run this with these receivers in different alignments. CD Lamb, we can motion the crosser out, and they still get beautiful space in between them. They still hit excellent parts of the field. You see it, they're both actually open right now. So we're going to leverage this crosser and this post combination to really give our opponents nightmares. And this is going to be where I'm spending the majority of my time when I'm in this offense. With running variations of this play with these 2 routes. And once we make our opponents adjust to that, once we make our opponents go crazy trying to figure out how to sort that out, we'll mix in some other concepts, we'll mix in some other plays, and we're going to have 2 very good runs in this formation as well. So now, different concepts that you guys are going to be familiar with that we can mix in with this, of course, is going to be something like this. So that's the crossers type concept, PA boot type concept, with the tight end on a delay fade if you're interested in doing that sort of thing. And again, we can run this with the stock alignment, we can run this with Amari motioned out, we can run this with CD motioned out. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time going through every single possibility, but I am going to just show you real fast that we can do this out of any look, and you get these it's amazingly difficult to stop crossing concept. And another familiar concept, one that I know and love also, actually, before we move on, other things that you typically do out of crossing concepts, you know, put somebody going the opposite way So we can mix and match the things we're doing with the other three receiving options, of course. Motion Zeke out, put him on a drag. So, and the cool thing is, the post and the crosser are going to push those zones up on that side of the field. So when you have your drags going back the other way, your digs going back the other way, there's going to be a lot of space unless there's a hard flat dedicated to that part of the field, and you're not usually going to see that. So this, you guys know how much I love this. It's similar to what they do out of split close, and I've done it with my split twins. You got a crosser, you motion over, and you can motion snap that slant. So you motion him over. You decide what you want to do with the running backs routes, whether they're on option routes, they're on check and release routes, they're on digs or wheels or whatever. And the crosser, the streak, and the slant, of course, are going to give you quick options. You have those two underneath to figure out what you want to go ahead and do. So again, we're just taking advantage of the fact that we have these great routes on the field. Another thing is just creating a high-low between B and X, and especially when you have Tony on that swing or you have him on a wheel, because you're stretching those zones there. So you're typically going to have either the hitch or the post open. So that's a nice quick read. And you'll still have on the right side of the field a quick high-low between the running back and the tight end. So just general concepts that we know and that we can use pretty much against any coverage, right? Of course, you guys know how much I like doing a hitch with the wheel underneath it, and quite often actually I use a curl. So I'll either do the hitch and smart route it, or do the curl and have that wheel underneath it. It does great against zones. I'll show it later against cover 2. I mean, cover 2, you're gonna have wheel wide open when you do that. The wheel is a great quick pass as well. You don't typically get that covered even if it's man D. You don't get that covered right away, so you can usually throw that out quickly, unless it's a hard flat. And if it's a hard flat, you're still not too worried about it being intercepted. It's more about you're probably not going to complete it, or you'll just get tackled as soon as you catch it. So some of these concepts now, I don't think I snapped this ball, because I actually do show you what I'm going to be doing with some of those sorts of concepts. That is actually a play that we use in particular situations. And of course, because of the fact that you have that post and that crosser, the cool thing is you can run those against anything. And I'm not even going against man in this video, because the post and the crosser are going to smoke man. So the more important, I'm showing you what's going on and how we're bombing and destroying every zone. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, so starting against cover 2. Now against cover 2, of course, Coop's route, and I'm just running the 2 routes out right now. The Coop's route is going to get open, you'll get a touchdown. That's with 2 routes on the field. You're getting a touchdown against cover 2 unless they put a linebacker in the deep third. And if they do that, if you notice a linebacker is dropping away from the line of scrimmage, jump into fullback dive and hammer the ball down their throat, because they're not going to have any run support. And then when they decide not to put the linebacker back there, you go ahead and you let this ball sail. And of course, you see we're able to get great amounts of protection, because we only need 2 routes to get these touchdowns. See, but of course I do like to put an underneath option so that he can draw down that cloud and give CD more room. So now you got CD and you still got Amari over top for an easy one-play score. And we're still only putting out 3 routes. We still have a lot of protection going on in there. So this isn't going to be easy for people to defend. When you can put out a few routes and have hard to stop concepts or impossible to stop concepts, you're really doing yourself, your offense, a big favor. Now we can always motion Coop out, do the exact same thing, and he's going to find that spot against cover 2. You just got to make sure you see it and hit it. See, so like I said, we're changing the alignment, but we're not changing the concept. We're just making our opponents look and say, hey, what is he doing? So the more you're moving people around and all that, the more he has to think about, and he doesn't even realize you're really just bombing. And I'll do that same motion when I'm doing some of the halfback and fullback runs as well. So now, if you recall, the other motion I was using when I was seeing how these 2 routes are interchangeable is I was motioning CD Lamb out. So we're going to motion CD out and set up essentially the same play and show you how Amari's still able to get over the top and split those cover 2 safeties. And you see CD's wide open, and you see Amari is wide open, but we got a horrible pass. No need to go ahead and keep doing the same thing though. You guys understand how that works. So we'll move on to another cover 2 beating concept, if you will. This deep post, if you guys aren't aware yet, deep post in Madden, when you motion them over to deep crossers, and this has been going on for decades, it absolutely roasts cover 2. I'm talking about changing sides of the field roast. You're not going to get bigger yards than that, right? So, and there you see I did it with only the streak out. What I like to do though is I like to keep CD on his route, because that route still comes over and does maximum damage, and I'll put Pollard underneath as well if I don't think I need more protection. That was a horrible pass. I'm not so sure I need to do it again though, because you can see Coop was coming wide open, but more often than not. Oh, and I'm gonna do it again. So we'll do it again. This is what I'm doing if I'm sending 4 out, and it's just absolutely roasting cover 2. You can actually catch and run this. I could have easily taken that into the end zone, right? So now, one thing that I do a lot is I just send out 3, and I'll put CD on the drag. So then I have a quick underneath read if I feel like I need to get the ball out. But if I don't, get down the field for whatever, 50 odd yards, I think that is. So far tight slots is going to be the move again. We're going to make it good again. I know it's been kind of quiet, but I'm showing you what I'm doing with it. I've been back in far tight slots for maybe a week or so. But like I said, see, so you see that wheel actually gets a lot of space versus cover 2 if you put that curl on the X receiver. But now the other thing is, if you motion the wheel out, he's going to get down the sideline anyway. But if you motion him out, you see the flat plays lower, so you're able to hit him down the sideline quick and with a little more space. I'm going to do it again and show you that I can hit that wheel down the sideline without motioning him out, but it's a little bit cleaner if you do. See, so you're waiting, because the flat, see now the flat jumps in, so that flat defender makes it a little more difficult to read if you don't do the motion. So against cover 3, motion and out CD Lamb is I really enjoy this against cover 3 because the X receiver gets carried. Depending on the defender, you can probably take a look at the post, but CD finds a beautiful hole against cover 3 when you do this setup. Other things I like against cover 3, obviously, like I said, this is going to do well against cover 3. CD's wide open again. The one thing I really like against cover 3 is I flip the field now. I want to switch the hash marks, and I will put Jarring out on a smart routed out route, and I'll streak Coop, and you find that that B receiver gets past the defender's face very quickly, and we're talking about an easy catch and score against cover 3. But remember, this time you don't want your receivers on the short side, because I typically have my receivers on the short side for everything. In that instance, if I need a touchdown against cover 3, I'm just going to flip the play or be on the other hash and go right ahead and run past that DB's face. Cover 4 drop. I'll show you a quick reader how to cover 4 drop, and it's actually something that we've been using already. So we motion CD Lamb out. Now against cover 4 drop, I'm going to leave Jarring on the out and block the two running backs, and you'll see Coop gets over top for an easy score. So we're bombing everything. Just in case you were wondering, y'all know I like to come out and bomb everything from the gate. And of course, we can beat cover 4 drop with our crosser. Now the crosser against cover 4 drop, you're really waiting until it gets right to the sideline. If you don't hit him early, you're really waiting until it gets right to the sideline. He's going to clear those zones. And now, like I said earlier, these two, especially against cover 4 drop, it's beautiful because everybody's going up the field. You hit your tight end on that drag, it's quick and easy, or anybody. Matter of fact, I'll show you again with Tony Pollard, which is a lot more fun because of course Pollard is quicker, right? And we could also motion Zeke out and have him on a drag. There are lots of options here, but if you just have something coming back to the flat against cover 4 drop, you pick it apart all day. And sometimes that's what it is. It's not always about going ahead and getting the ball. Now we can still give ourselves this option to the flat with Tony Pollard and have our bomb over the top still set up and ready to go if Dak had a better arm. Now we'll take a look at some of the match coverages because you do have people defaulting to match a lot. You do see a lot of cover 4 quarters and palms. People, well, it's supposed to be better run D. I don't want to say people think it's better run D because I suppose it is, but I haven't seen it. So match coverage, you guys know anything that I'm running, I'm ruining match coverage, right? So here you go. You see I'm sending out those 2 receivers, and you see Amari's going to get matched. I'm going to show you what we got to do to cancel out that match and get Amari wide open. And it's still going to be just the 2 receivers. We'll put CD on the drag, and then Amari is going to the crib. Yes, 2 routes and a touchdown versus cover 4 palms we're going against right now. We're going to do it against quarters. We'll do cover 6 and cover 9. We'll take a look at those as well. There you go. And see, so some things I like to do is I put the halfback on a wheel just to give myself another option. But of course it's entirely unnecessary, but I'll do it to give myself that option. You can also put the halfback on the wheel, drag CD Lamb, and leave Jarwin on his out route. So you just put him more routes on the field if you don't feel like you need the protection. But at the end of the day, you really just need the post and the drag, and they're scoring a touchdown against cover 4 palms. Same against cover 4 quarters. And both the cover 6s, there's one little adjustment we need to make in cover 9. And actually, well, I can just tell you, we're going to get there in a minute. But for cover 9, we have to put the halfback on that wheel in order to get it to work. Other than that, these 2 routes are beating every single match coverage by themselves. And that's pretty sad, actually. That's pretty sad. So if you're in this offense, pray to play against somebody who's in match coverage. I laugh anytime I see match coverage in any offense I play. I could be using an offense for 5 minutes and I'm gonna beat quarters and palms for a touchdown. There's no doubt about it. So here you go. Now we're looking at quarters, and again, 2 routes, touchdown. It's not complicated. We'll do it with the wheel real fast. Touchdown. Same results. Now we'll do it with the wheel and the out route. Touchdown. And all those other routes are really just to give you other options. Sometimes maybe distract your opponent, but most people aren't chasing that post over the top anyway. And if they do, then you have other things that you can throw the ball to. Now, cover 9. See, so like I said, cover 9. I'm going to show you without the wheel, and you'll see that Amari actually gets carried. See that deep safety is carrying Amari. That's not a throw you want to make in game, right? Now, let's put the wheel here and see how that simple wheel changes the coverage. And now Amari is wide open. Again, an easy touchdown. The match coverage is fun to lab against. It really is. Like if you're having a bad day labbing, just go against match coverage and then you'll get your confidence up again, and then you can get back to labbing against real defense. But man, see, so you see I did it without the wheel again just to show how it doesn't work. And you see here, you don't even need the drag. You can keep the cross out and you go ahead and win that, but you need that drag, that wheel, absolutely. And I'm going to show you, as a matter of fact, you can just use a hitch where Lamb is and the wheel, and the post is going to win. See that? The post is going to win regardless. So cover 9, that's it for you. And we'll take a quick look at cover 6 and cover 6 invert. Again, those 2 are the exact same as cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms. So let's go ahead and smash these defenses. I'm going to be dropping an update pretty soon. Well, as soon as I can, because we're expecting a hurricane in Bermuda today. So, I mean, if I don't have electricity, well, I obviously can't put out an update or even work on an update. But I do have some other things already in the oven that I'm working on, and I'll get those out as soon as I can. But for now, y'all just go ahead, take this and give them hell with it. You know what it is. And let me know if you want me to come with the rest of the far stuff and the near stuff, or if you want me to throw out the single back spread scheme right fast and then jump back into the far stuff and the near stuff. I don't mind. We can do it either way. So Patreon, hit me up. Let me know if you want single back spread next, or you want me to stick with far and near. I'm going to be putting them both out regardless. I'm going to put it all out regardless, but just let me know what order you want it in. And if y'all don't let me know, then I'll probably, If I can get on top of it right away, if I don't lose electricity, I'll stick with the far and the near. If I do lose electricity, then I'll go ahead and do the single back spread real fast because it's already ready to go. Alright guys, appreciate you.